Steven, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I made you and Lakeisha co-host, so you can fix all the breakout rooms and all that stuff. You guys can take care of that.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Nancy. Hello, all. Good evening. Let's see, get all our folks in. I've got some hosting capabilities tonight, so I haven't done it for us before. I haven't hosted a Zoom in at least a week. All right, I think we are ready to call our meeting to order. May I have a motion to do so, please?
I shall move to call the meeting to order.
And a
Second.
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 All those in favor?
Aye.
Fantastic. We have a motion to call us to order. Motion approved.
I resumed the recording if that's okay. It was paused.
Nope, that's fine. Thank you so much. That is why we keep you around, Doc. Let me make sure I admit. All right. First thing off the cuff are our board elections. First, we do need to do a quick vote to approve having new members serve as officers. We have to get that done before we do anything else. So I'd love to have a motion to approve new members to become officers.
I'd make a motion to waive the policy to allow a new member to be an officer.
Second.
Thanks.
You've been more eloquent this last.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, anyone opposed? All right, looks good for me. All righty, motion carried. We have some new members that we will have as officers. I know that everyone spoke about that a little bit before, but if you had anything else you'd like to offer in terms of whether or not you would like to serve one position over another or anything you want to avoid, please let us know.
Would you like to maybe provide just a quick overview of what the?
No, they're going to jump in without
Okay.
knowing anything.
Sounds good.
The positions that are required for the board are board chair, board vice chair, treasurer, and secretary. Stephen Hill has graciously volunteered to be our current serving vice chair and is totally ready to take a board chair position and volunteered for that slot on the ballot. So of course his name will be there and I'm leaving it open for anyone else to write in other choices, of course. Next is vice chair. And of course that is helping out the chair and being ready to serve in case those duties allow. Next would be treasurer, which of course is a lot about finance and attending those monthly finance meetings, things of that sort. And then lastly would be secretary, which is definitely taking minute meeting notes and making sure those get done, typed up, and sent over for approval for the following month. In a tight little nutshell, that's what those positions are. There's also a parliamentarian position that's optional if everything else, of course, gets filled. That is also a possibility.
It's probably worth noting that chair and vice chair make up the executive committee. And so that takes care of your committee spot. So instead of serving on the technology committee or finance committee or something like that, the chair and the vice chair do their committee work through the executive.
And I have volunteered to do that position, the vice chair position, if that is acceptable.
It's definitely acceptable. We've got you actually on, I just kind of threw you in for some of everything because you're eligible for some of everything. But I know you have special feelings about the secretary position.
We've talked about this, Lakeisha.
Huh?
We've talked about this
Have we?
a number of times. Mhm.
We have.
And I would work just fabulously.
Fantastic. And I know that Neil threw his hat in for the treasurer position as well, but is definitely willing to take notes. Missy, I don't remember what off the top of my head, what your preference was or what your thoughts were.
I'm happy to help in any way. I prefer not to the secretary position just because of my very slow typing skills. We'd be there a long time.
Understood. Not a problem.
So Missy, that's why I take hand notes and then I type it up later.
There you go.
She does. All right. I think I'm going to touch up our lovely little ballot here. I ran out of time today to put everyone's name in everyone's slot, so that's why there's a lot of fill in the blank. So make no assumptions about anything. Let me go ahead and take care of sending out that link now. I had to make a couple of typo changes myself. And if I have a barking dog, I will be muting.
I have a quick question, Lakeisha. Do the new board members do the voting? The outgoing board members do the voting?
Outgoing.
Thank you.
Yeah, our new friends are not quite board members until July 1. So I also have a dog in the background. So.
All right, check your emails. You should have a link now. You just go ahead and place your votes, please.
Lakeisha, is it a new email or
There it
tied to
is.
the last one you sent?
It just came across.
Yeah, should be a new email.
Okay. There we go.
It has the subject line.
I got it.
Nothing. There's no subject line.
You literally put me in for everything, Lakeisha.
Told you I did, because you were
Not
eligible.
okay.
It's high.
I don't consider I'm eligible.
I was going to put everybody in everything, but I ran out of time. So
It's going to be embarrassing when Amy wins every position.
Stop it.
I voted for you forever and row you in.
Okay.
sorry, just waiting for one more. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to share that screen because that was asked before. But it doesn't want to pop up the way I want it to pop up. Of course. Sorry about that, friends. All right, we have Stephen Hill as chair. Imagine that. We have a 66% vote for Miss Dana as vice chair. We have votes for Neil as treasurer. And then another 66% vote for Missy as secretary. Sorry, Missy, on that. Almost everything worked out as folks wanted. So those are our officer positions. That is done. Now to move on. So welcome and thank you. You will get all kinds of info in your board retreat and board orientation. Board goals updates from anyone who has not had a chance to do so.
Hey everyone, new guy here.
Josh?
Where is the board retreat usually held?
Usually it's at the school. Last time we did it in the multi-purpose room in person.
Gotcha.
So unless anything changes and your next chair decides to do something a little more spontaneous, that will be my guess.
Understood. All right, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
And that works at school works out because usually the teachers are around and they can pop in and things like that. So it's helpful for that kind of thing.
This is Evie. I'm also new. So when you say board retreat, does this happen during the week, during the day? Like I see patients during the day. So I have a schedule that's pretty far out. And so I'm okay with that. It would just as much notice as possible would help me.
I think the tentative dates, August 17, 18, 16, something like that. But that might be up for a little bit of discussion.
We can get that nailed down pretty quickly. We usually have a third party person, or we usually like to have a third party person come in who is an expert on board, management and stuff like that, to talk about governance and all those kind of fun things. So we will work to make sure that we get that nailed down as quickly as possible and give you as much notice as possible. It is typically during the day. We've, either, morning and then finish up at lunchtime, I think has kind of been the way we've done it in the past. So, but yeah, we'll work as hard as we can to make sure we can get everybody there. And it's certainly possible that, not every person may be able to make it. That does happen too, but we don't want that if we can avoid it.
I don't have any trouble making it as long as I can know as much in advance and I can go ahead and block my schedule. That would be super helpful.
Sounds good.
And Lakeisha, may I speak up before we go any further about the position as secretary? I am more than willing to take that on and help, but I do want to put it out there that one of the reasons, there are a lot of factors in my retirement, but the fact is I have developed a tremor in my left hand, which I write with. So luckily I'm ambidextrous and I can write with my right hand, but it is incredibly slow. And am I able to record the meeting and take notes later?
I'm pretty sure that that's okay. Because we already record and do YouTube right now virtually. for those, but hopefully you might be able to meet in person in the coming year.
Yes.
And another thing, I don't know if, you might want to discuss as a board later if you decide that, someone else might want to take over in that instance, but I don't see a problem with recording as far as I know.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
No, thank
I'll
you.
happily take notes for you anytime. I don't mind typing while people are talking. I don't want to, if that means anything outside of the thing, I don't want that responsibility, but I would happily take notes for you and email them to you.
And we have delegated that out in the past, kind of
That's
as,
true.
if I think Nancy was out of town for, a week or, one meeting, and, so it's certainly not, even though that's kind of the secretary's job, it's not, Evie, if you were, if you really wanted to do that, take minutes, or if if Missy, if you needed her to help, that's absolutely totally fine.
I'm a really good typer, so I don't want any responsibilities outside of the time. Like I don't want to like take on something else, but I am fine with typing while people are talking, and I'm very fast at typing. So I'm happy to do that.
Great.
Fantastic.
Any assistance, but definitely.
Sounds like it's sorted.
Yeah. Evie was our runner-up for secretary anyway. So I think that's a good solution.
Great. Thank you.
And since we start talking a little bit about retreat and board training, not to put anyone on the spot, but I know that was something that a couple of the board members had worked on in terms of putting some things together that would help new board members. So I didn't know if you wanted to speak to that a little bit, or if you had any little tidbits to share on your experience with getting some of those things together this year.
Yeah, I had submitted a report a while ago, so I don't remember exactly, but Stephen, maybe you can help me. So we had talked about making sure that, especially for new board members, that everyone is able to attend. And then if they're not able to, that there could be some kind of like time where a current board member who attended the retreat could meet and bring that new board member up to speed and kind of bring them through the orientation if it's not possible for all of the new voting members to be in place. And we also talked about the potential for, and this may not be the year for it since there's only 2 returning voting members, but to set up kind of a mentorship where someone who's been on the board just has somebody that, like, a one-on-one connection where they can call them up and say, hey, what am I supposed to do here? Just like an individual that they could connect with. So that is something to consider. We drafted a letter that was like a welcome letter. So it's out there somewhere for new members with like important information, like your email is a Gmail account. So even though it says cfci.net, you have to go to the Gmail server to log in. Those kinds of information that you might not know right at the beginning, and some of the expectations, what the committees are. What else did we talk about, Stephen?
It was all the way down to even the signature on the
Yes.
emails. I mean, because you're going to be representing CFCI on your email. So you got to put the signature. Everything is protected, supposed to be protected on there. The mentor thing is not going to work this year because, unless Stephen wants to take on about 6 new people and mentor them. So
Me and Amy, we'll happily divvy everyone up.
Oh, Amy, I didn't vote for Amy on that one. I only voted on you for that one. I'm sorry. She has enough on her plate.
I got you. Okay.
So you pretty much covered everything that we had gone over. It was the mentor thing was the big thing that we were trying to hit at. And I think you pretty much covered it. There was supposed to be a sheet that directed the new board members to where they could find all the information, the bylaws, etc.
Yeah, and so when we were doing that, Stephen went through the website and reviewed to make sure that, because we found that there were some things that we couldn't find when we were trying to direct them. So Stephen had done a really comprehensive review, and we gave a list of things that needed to be updated that we gave to Danielle, and she gave that to the marketing company, and they communicated with me. I know that they saw that and we're working on that. So hopefully that's all been updated. But there is in the Google Drive, there is a welcome letter with a lot of information that would be really helpful. And I'm pretty sure that at least some of the current board members are shared that, but I'll share that with Stephen to make sure that you're on there so that you have that. And do the new board members have their emails already? Like Missy would be a person I could. Okay, so I'll
No,
just share
I
it
don't
with
think-
Stephen to make sure.
I don't think so. I think when ours ends, by the end of the week, that's when theirs pick up, maybe after the 4th of July holiday.
And we
But
may need
usually
to-
IT takes care of that.
And given some turnover, we may need to just kind of keep an eye on how that goes down.
So maybe you could help me understand what happens if we get an email? What
And
are we supposed to do? I mean, like,
Oh, so Evie, you'll just, to be clear, and I guess for all the new members, you'll have an email address, just to be clear.
oh, okay.
scfci.net email address. So I'm, shill, I think, at cfci.net. You may very well get emails from parents, community members, faculty, staff, whatever. And we will talk, I think, and more at length about what to do if you do get emails. But in general, we don't directly respond with usually the chair will respond to emails that are directed to the entire board. If you get emails that are directed to you individually, that's kind of a different situation. But you definitely will see emails that someone will email the entire board. You don't have to feel compelled to respond to those, and we usually like to kind of respond to those as a in a concerted way.
Thank you.
Questions? And Tiffany, I have seen that drive and that whole folder that you're talking about, and I too will make sure that gets sent over to Stephen to make sure he can pass that on when the
That'd be
orientation is done.
fantastic resource. So that would be great.
It was really good. Nicely. I think it was in a PowerPoint too, if I'm not mistaken, but
Oh, fancy.
we know you like that stuff.
Well, okay.
Anything else that we have not discussed regarding board goals and things worked on already? I
Would
know we talked a
know-
lot
would
about
it-
360.
Would it be a pain to just say again what the 3 ones were, and the only one we kind of really, just to recap what those were really quick, and then we can move on?
For executive committee, our major goal was to work on a new evaluation tool for the director position. So we worked on a 360 that's been kind of on the to-do list for years and has been put on the back burner due to hurricanes, pandemics, turnovers, all kinds of different things. But we finally got that together this year. So that tool is ready. Stephen and I worked a lot with Susan, our HR manager, to get that in place and try and make it fit for our school. There's still some tweaks that'll need to be done on it, but essentially there are 3 different components to that 360. The director does a self-assessment, and then there's a board member component where board members do an assessment based on their relationship with the director. And then there's like a stakeholder component, which would be maybe some folks who have been with the partnership or the PCN and done some work with the school in that way. And so they have a chance to fill that in. And so up to 10 people do those 2 surveys, and then executive committee will compile that data and work that into that 360 eval. In order to do that in July, one of your tasks will be to change the policy. There is a policy and the number now escapes me. I think I want to say it's in the 200s. I'm not positive, but right now the policy states that the evaluation is done with a specific tool. It's the state principal evaluation. And it really doesn't fit our school. It's more for a traditional public school. But it's been used for years, and that's just what the policy requires. So before using the 360, you'll have to change that policy to basically say you're going to do a different evaluation tool, and then you can start implementing that right away from the beginning of the school year. Did I miss anything on that piece?
No, I was just going to say that was going to be a very present priority that we'll be working on very early on, July, August, to get that formalized and ready to go. It's been long in the coming.
Yes, very much so. Anticipated very much too. And then Tiffany and Stephen already spoke a little bit about that board orientation piece. That was one of their goals. Did you have anything else to add about the overview for your goals, though?
I have something to add that I didn't email in, and that is to continue to increase transparency where we're able, and also bridge communication between the school and the board, so we don't get such distilled information the way we have over the years. I think it's time that the board embraces shared leadership in some capacity, and Kim and I have kind of thrown around some ideas about that. And I think that that's something we should definitely visit, just so that we have a better idea of what is actually going on in the school, because I don't think we're governing to the best of our ability when we have only one channel of communication, especially when stuff's going on. So it's just, if our presence is more known and we see more and we, are out there, I think that, I think it's important that we kind of come up with a plan for that.
Thank you. And I think there was one more goal, maybe. Am I forgetting anybody? Nancy, if there was anything, or Chuck, let me know. Are we good? Fantastic. In that case, there is one more agenda item that we just need to correct the agenda. I would love to have a motion to go into closed session to talk personnel with voting members only.
I will make a motion to enter into closed session for the discussion of personnel.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Fantastic. For our new folks, if you want to hang in the main room, you're more than welcome to. If you want to get on with your evening, you're more than welcome to do that too. I know that once this last little piece is over, we will adjourn. We'll just come back to open session to adjourn. So no problem if you decide that you rather not hang out and just wait. But we appreciate your time for sure either way. And this might be the last time I see you on Zoom, I do believe.
It's nice to see you, Lakeisha. Please tell Jayla I said hey.
I definitely will. Believe it or not, she's going into 9th grade. So
I can't believe it. I know.
I know.
It's hard to believe. Take care. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All righty. do I need to work on doing a room, or did one of the other hosts take care of that piece?
I did not take care of it, so I think
Okay.
I think we're gonna need a,
I gotcha.
I think we're gonna need a room.
Not a problem. I'm going to mute real quick because I know I have a barking dog in a moment.
Can we all leave? So it's so close, right?
Kim will still be here,
Kim will still be
Okay.
around to keep our,
but that is a good point. If we all left, it would just, I think it would just go away. So that would be, but Kim's gonna maybe make Kim a co-host just to be on the safe side if we
well,
can.
Kim's already our host. We're the
perfect.
co-host.
Disregard. Okay. I see that now. I see it in the list. Don't get snippy on your last day.
I have to. It's more fun that way. Well, I can't get too snippy because I'm not creating my rooms the way I need to. So
If you want to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk and create those rooms.
I really do, don't I? It's a good thing I'm walking out. All right, Kim, I am not nearly as savvy as I thought I was. I went to,
Do you want me to do it, Lakeisha, real quick?
yes, please, because that will be faster than whatever I'm supposed to be doing over here.
I almost got it. Hold on a sec. See you all.
And like magic, everyone but Nancy returns.
Yep. Also normal.
Bless her heart. All right, may I have a motion to approve the discussion from closed session on personnel?
I'll make exactly that motion you just said.
I'll second.
All those in favor? All right, motion approved. Thank you very much. Now, thanks for everything, the fun times, friends. I think this will be the last of the last for those of us rolling off. So much love and good luck.
I wanted to say, I want to pass on our sincere gratitude. I mean, you guys have killed it. Lakeisha, Tiffany, Nancy, Chuck. It's been awesome.
Yay.
I'm gonna miss you guys. I wish we had a big check or something to give you on your
Me too.
Me too.
or a fruit basket or something. Maybe we can work something out.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Thanks, folks. In that loving moment, let's go ahead and have our last motion to adjourn.
It's all you, Chuck.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Who's going to second that?
I'll second.
There you go.
Fantastic. All those
Tears in
in
her
favor.
eyes.
Meeting adjourned. Have a good summer, folks.
Thank you. You too.
See y'all later.